Hey guys, it's me, Cheryl Amedowy from the Retro Dollhouse, coming at you with my giant Mount Rushmore sized glasses and a whole new cane that I am going to share with you how I made. I thought that I would first show you my cane and talk a little bit about it. Then I'll show you the earrings, I'll try them on, and then I will roll the clip for a tutorial, which I would love to hear your thoughts on how I can make the tutorials better. I have done quite a bit of research, and I know that a lot of people just focus right in on the desk. And I know that that is really nice to see how everything's done, but I also want to make sure that it is fun and engaging, and you get the full experience of how I create my art. So comments, suggestions, totally welcome. So first of all, this was my biggest cane that I've done by far, my biggest pattern. I'm talking about this thing was bigger before it was minimized. It was bigger than a lot of my slabs are. I mean, it was like probably this big by this big. And I know that not everybody has the budget to create this. I used at least $200 worth of clay, colored clay, and then I used a block and a half of gold to outline. So basically, you can do the same technique with just a few colors, but I really love making statement canes. It's just like one of my favorite things, to make a really detailed cane that is unique and rainbowy and all the things. And so I'm going to show you how I did it, and then you can let me know what you think. But first, I will show you the actual cane. So the actual cane looks like this. I got the wrong one here. So it's just lots and lots of clouds. So I minimized it and basically made it so that the middle parts were a little bit bigger, because I wanted to see like the actual cloud outline on some of them, and then have the rest be sort of like sunsetty and like just like a whole sky full of colorful clouds. But this was an absolute beast to minimize. I'm talking like it took me 3 or 4 hours. It was exhausting. I was working pretty steadily, adding pressure to it the whole time, and I like took a break afterwards. And so I did that, but because it was such a big cane, and I know you can make a lot of things with just a little cane, I did make it so that if you watched my previous videos, I talk about minimizing without distortion and always putting even pressure on all sides. So this one, what I did was I put even pressure around the middle and I minimized it, but I didn't worry about the very ends of it, because I wanted to create something like a tie-dye look of the colors together and still outline, but not necessarily a cloud. And when you do that, sometimes you get some of the colors don't make it into every slice. And so I wanted to do that. And then this is how it turned out, and I'm very happy with. So you can see each one is very different. And that way I can make earrings that have a lot of bright colors. And with all that work, I have a couple different designs. So let me show you mine that I'm wearing. Now, these were ones that were rolled out a little more to make the clouds bigger and the design a bit bigger. But I also did ones that showed the full design. So there's 2 of those. And then I have this one. And this is that same style. And then this one, these are all the little clouds, so the whole design. And then two more. So there's circle, and then there's this fun arch, which I'm absolutely in love with. There we go. So let me show you the size on your ear. This one is like this, not too big. And then this is the biggest one. I love the statement that one makes. There's that one, so you can have kind of an idea. And all of these will be available in my shop, but for now I'm going to roll the clip of how it was made and the whole process and everything. And thank you for coming along for the ride. So to create this fun rainbow cloud design, I first got out tons and tons of Primo Sculpey. I only use Primo Sculpey. That's going to help with minimizing. And I just did tons of color mixing, running them through my pasta machine over and over. I use a KitchenAid mixer with a pasta attachment to it to make it easier. But then I ended up with lots of colors, including I tried to make the most of the blues and the greens and purples because they're kind of more cloudy colors. And then I just started with two small clouds, the red and the blue. And those are the only ones that I did not use rolled up clay for. The reason I used the rolled up clay was it creates that lumpy look that clouds have. And I wanted to make sure that when I went to minimize, even when they were sliding a bit, clay is always going to move. I want to make sure that when they were moving and when they were sliding, that they would still be in somewhat of a cloud shape. And as I built on those two little clouds, I got it to a certain height. And then once I got to that height, I went ahead and added another cloud on the right. And the reason for that was I wanted it to not be so tall compared to how wide it was. Now, it was still quite a bit taller than it was wide, but the closer you can get those two to match, the easier it's going to be to minimize. I did want there to be some distortion because I wanted the ends to be whole different canes, but that is the reason for that. And in between each cloud, I used a gold clay, and I wanted it to be so thin so that it just created the tiniest little outline, like almost like if you drew it on with a pencil. And the way that I did that was I rolled it out on the thinnest level of my pasta roller. So at number 1, and then once I did that, I rolled it out each time using my acrylic roller, and that made it about 3 times thinner than even that one on the pasta roller. This took a lot of work. It took a lot of time, but the end result was so worth it, and I was so happy with it. Then once I got it all rolled out, I wanted to make sure to mention that I tried to make sure that all the colors that were close together went well together, because when you're making a design this big and you're trying to get different designs out of it, you want to make sure that no matter how you cut it, the colors are still going to mold well together. So I tried to be really conscious of that as I was going along and as I was building this. I tried not to use any colors over and over. I think there was a couple blues that I did just because blue, and also cream because those are kind of cloudy colors. And then once I got it all finished and all designed, I went ahead and started minimizing. Now, to minimize this beast, it took a long time. I had to stand to get the right pressure. Sitting, I just didn't have the strength to minimize it like I needed to add the pressure on all sides. But the standing and the time and the effort, it was so worth it because I really think that it turned out super nice and the colors all go well together, and it's not just your average rainbow with red to purple. It's a mix of all the colors, but it still has a super graphic look, and the clouds held their pattern, and I was just so excited to slice into it and see what I could make with it. And I have so many ideas for what I can do with this pattern, from home decor to jewelry. And I hope you stay tuned to see what I make with it. But in the meantime, thanks so much for following along. I'll see you soon. Bye.